Right. No time to play for standard lore. Welcome to the Worldbuilding the Virtual Isle podcast. I'm gonna take a special time out for our new DMs, cause yeah, in a Discord server I'm in, and somebody recently asked about how to be a DM. Actually, let me do something real quick. Almost forgot about the fact of like putting myself on to Do Not Disturb on Steam, but it is what it is. So, anyway, I have a lot to talk about. I'm going to get right into it because, yeah, it's going to take an hour. Or, like, not even kidding. It's going to take an hour to tell about how to be a DM. Or at least answering some questions and some things that might be helpful for new DMs to know. So, how hard is it to be a DM? From the D&D side of being a DM, actually not hard at all. It is incredibly easy to be a DM. I mean, after all, literally, being a DM, or the hard part about being a DM is, finding the group to DM for. Like, I'm not even joking. It really is, like, it's literally harder to find an actual group to play D&D with than what it is to be a DM. The social aspect of it, yeah, that's where it becomes hard. Like, I'll get more into about some qualities that I say for great DMs, but like, it is what it is. The final thing that I wanted to bring up to new DMs, is about like, how hard is it to be a DM? Well, session zeros, which are basically like things to figure out about how the campaign is supposed to operate. I'll get more into that later. But at least for right now, just know that it's something before the campaign, and so like before like any attack rolls or any other rolls, maybe before you even made a character, it's everybody getting together and figure out what everybody wants from the game. And so it's really to help. Well, one thing that also does help is that if you're a new DM, it does help you ease into DMing. Because you get to lead that, you kind of get to know about what's going on and everything else, and that's kind of why I usually recommend it. I'll get more about some other reasons to have it later. But yeah, how much do you need to know about D&D to be a DM? Funny enough, absolutely zero. You do not have to know anything about D&D to be a DM. I'll be real. Because like, you are ultimately a lot of the table. Like, they're like, yes, as if you're not knowing the rules of D&D, you are effectively playing taking D&D characters and making your own system. But like, as long as you're consistent about the system that you're running, like, it does not matter. Or like, I'm not even joking. Like, it does not matter about like, what are the combat rules? It does not matter about like, okay, how do you roll insert thing here? Like, technically, by all stretches of the imagination, if you want people to roll a D100 to determine about skill checks, like, power to you. That is your choice. You don't have to use a D20. That's not something you have to. It's just like if you are using a D100, and then that's the rule. Like, you should always use a D100 for skill checks. But like I said, you don't actually have to follow the rules in that way. It's just generally recommended to do it, or at least to kind of decide it, basically. And so some qualities of great DMs is being a leader, because you do have to identify the schedule. You have to hold the group together, keep the game running smooth. I do say you should be knowledgeable on pertinent topics. I'll get a little bit more onto that later. Well, in like a few seconds actually. But yeah, preferably mentally stable, because nobody wants to play with somebody that like might punish them for like insert reason here. I mean, yeah, if it's a very egregious thing, like, oh hey, they're gonna make you wait like 5 hours or something like that, then like, okay, sure, I can understand it be a little bit of punishment, but like after a bit, like, yeah, especially after you've done things to them, like, yeah, fair enough about like you should probably go and cool down and not be as aggressive after that point. But ultimately, the number one thing that is the quality of a great DM: willing to learn. You will not know everything. Is it better to know everything? Yes, but be realistic. Because let's be real. Like, I'm a DM. I've ran hundreds of hours, or if not thousands of hours of D&D sessions. What is the proficiency bonus level? 5? 17? I think 9? I think there's like 2 more. I don't know. I know that 2 is level 1, 5 is level 3. Oh, sorry, 3 is 5. I think 9 is 4. I forget when 5 does it. I'm pretty sure 17 is 6. And yeah, like I said, like, I know that I know all that because just the fact that I've done this for the podcast, and that's been usually my indicator. Like, I still could not tell you where 5 is. Like, it is what it is. Like, you're not going to know it. The best thing to do is to know the rules that constantly come up, such as like for combat, 1 movement, 1 action, and typically the actions you want to know is attacking. So like the attacking rules, casting a spell. Maybe not every single spell in the game, but at least know that they can cast a spell, specifically one on spell slot. Specifically 1 spell slot per turn. So if they use they use a first level spell, they cannot use a second level spell even if they get a bonus action, or if they use their action to cast a 1 action spell, they cannot use their bonus action to cast a spell, such as like Healing Word. There's things like that. The other 2 main ones that you would see is dash and ready. Another ruling that I do personally use is, I would say for you to go and tell your players this, especially if they're new. So, initiative. That's the thing that you use to determine turn order. Something else I use it for is basically just like anytime there's a time-sensitive situation. Such as, at one point, I had a dragon roar. So I figured, hey, time-sensitive, because it's like there's something roaring, so you don't know what it is. Like, who's acting when, who is deciding to go and attack first. That was a time-sensitive thing. It's the dragon that was roaring was not attacking. It was not planning to attack. It was not planning to do anything. If they figured that out, then it really, then like I would have forgo the turn order. But they didn't. So, other things happen. But yeah, like the most important thing that a DM is here for is to facilitate the fun and story. This does not mean that you can't say no to things, because like a king may not actually go and like, give up their kingdom to the party just simply because like some random Yahoo asked. Like maybe there's a rule in the kingdom that says like, hey, if a random Yahoo goes and asks for the crown, go and settle it by like rock paper scissors or whatever. And so if they win rock paper scissors, or said random Yahoo is now the leader of the town, or is now the leader of the kingdom. And by the way, it can't be repeatable. So like basically, insert other NPC here comes over here and beats them at rock paper scissors. So yeah. It's also not to say that being a DM is no fun. I love being a DM. I have a lot of fun as being a DM. So yeah. That's typically why I prefer to not have like the hot seat or rotation style, because like basically if I'm always the DM and there's no like rotation, and where like with hot seat for example, it's like, hey, I want to be DM, and then they are now the DM for the session, and basically like yeah. I personally don't care. Plus, to be fair, the players I play with, some of them are, some of them I would be quite terrified to be in the campaign with. Looking at you, wretched, and, and I'll go out him a bit later. So yeah, don't worry, we're friends. It's fine. But yeah, like, with rotation again, same thing, and like, I just frankly prefer having like a lot of control because I love being the creative side. So I don't really care too much about having a bunch of like player character type things. But yeah, what do you need to prepare as a DM? Well, it's really up to you actually, believe it or not. Like there's some DMs that will just flat out come to a session winging everything. I am not one of those DMs. You go and say something that I do not have planned. Oh frick! I have learned from experience that I suck at describing where people are on a map. Like if you do not have a map and a token, I could not tell you accurately about where you were. I literally almost had somebody walk off the map into a pit because like I was terrible at describing where they were. Like I'm not bad for reference, and so it is what it is effectively. But like yeah, the personal things that I go and prepare for games. I usually will prepare a encounter, or if I have dungeons, and then obviously I'll usually have the stat blocks for them. If I suspect that a creature might be like showing up, and specifically might be like fighting or doing things to the party, to where I might need to make a check or a roll with that encounter. Which, to be fair, NPCs do encounters. So just simply because I say encounter doesn't mean that's a hostile thing, for reference. But yeah, I'll usually prepare those, have them up on like the VTT with like whatever their stat sheet is, or just have their stat sheet like around behind the GM screen. And I usually will have maps prepared. Like I have like the blue ones here, so Flatsguard and Wyoming Bay, technically Hartsvale too. All of those I have as maps. They've never used them. Wyoming Bay, I think that they might have had like only a few chances to go to, so that's fair. Flatsguard, I think fair enough. Hartsvale, no, I've had that for a while. They just haven't gone to it. So yeah, hi. Players will frequently do that. Don't worry about it. But yeah, I will also may have a quest or a mission for my players. Even more so, if there's a main person to do it, or a main area to do it. Like, if they have a guild, right? I would typically have a quest in the guild, or something for that. If they're a cop, yes, hi, this one is a cop one. Then like, they can go to like the police chief and get another assignment. Like, if they're bored to where they're wanting things to do, they ask for assignments. Like, I have assignments for them. I just need to know like, hey, by the way, if you're bored to where you're wanting to go to a different town or something, ask for an assignment. Like, it literally is that simple. Now, like I said, I have tried keeping things short. That's not exactly working out, but yeah, it is what it is. So, what do I mean by keep things short? I mean, don't lore dump. Some groups might want it or think they want it, but in actuality, they don't. Or they find out that it's literally just like not that interesting, and it kind of just like allows them to check out. Which if your players are going to start not paying attention, it's like, why have it be there at that point? Like, if you're just wanting to like nap together or have a sleep, like you don't need to be playing D&D for that. Like, I'll be real. Like it is what it is. But like, yeah, try to keep it to a few sentences. Is like maybe have the other piece of lore like scattered about the town, or wherever it might be. If they ask for more, okay, that NPC may have had it, and therefore give it to them then, since they are now asking. And it is what it is. Now, this is definitely for you DMs, new DMs out here. Do not use DMPCs, or at least don't make them powerful. But that's on one condition, provided that you're using them with the party. What do I mean by that? Well, if you're using them with the party, like, have them be hyper specific. Like, if the party needs a healer, and you're just there using that so that, like, no player is forced to be a healer. If people want to be a healer, let them be a healer. Or if you're finding, like, I would say, like, don't, like, if they are missing a damage dealer, let them figure out that they're missing a damage dealer. Or, like, don't be the damage. But if they're missing, like, a tank or a healer, feel free to provide a DMPC for it, but don't make them powerful. You don't want a DMPC that is always doing everything. Whenever I have a DMPC, I might have it be the tank, and so it's always taking the hits. It's like, or at least frequently taking the hits. That's what the tank does. If it seems a little bit more powerful, then, like, okay, I find some more reason why it suddenly stops doing some things. Like, maybe it had an ability that did it, just kind of ignore that ability at that point, or other things like that. But, like, when it comes to DMPCs that are trying to, like, maintain the balance of the world, like, I have a police chief. My players in my Tuesday campaign said, let's fight the cops. They could not deal with something that the cop would go over. It's like, bang, bye, go, done. Job over. Like, literally. And nothing else, it would take, like, 2-3 shots. Like, it literally would not have taken the police chief that long to take down what absolutely devastated them. And it's like, you look over at that and it's like, yeah, I don't think that we could handle dealing with the police. We probably should obey the laws of the world. Hi. And then the other one that I have is, if you're trying to make the nuke and otherwise destroy the world, that you're probably going to find that NPC. He's probably going to come up and say, like, sup? What are you trying to do? You trying to destroy the world? Holds up rapier. It's like, you want to die? It's like, you don't scare me. Gets stabbed once, for like 34. And it's like, yeah, hi, by the way, I did sneak. I can do easily more to you. It's like, wait, that was going light? It's like, yep. Light with 34, for 38. It's like, yeah, I don't think I want to deal with this guy. Yeah, hi. That's why I say, like, DMPCs can be good to be powerful, but, like, the main two things you don't want a powerful DMPC to be is you don't want them to be a villain, and you don't want them to be be with the party. Both of those will make for unfun experiences. Should you make powerful villains? Yes. Should they be a powerful like that guy? Like the DMPC that I mentioned, or something else that is like min-max type thing. No villain should. Now, so let's say that you can't make a player character as a villain, or make a entire party entire like villain party basically. So like you have 4 PC style NPCs as the villain group. Like that's something that's perfectly fine as well. But like, it basically should be that like villains should be somewhat within the party's capability, or have some way to kind of like nerf the villain. Maybe like they have a power source from somewhere, and if they try attacking them without that power source, the villain just does a lot of damage. But if they destroy it, then like okay, the damage is like halved basically, or something like that. But it is what it is. Now, how do you go and remember about things that have happened? I would say be taking notes or recording. I will be real. If your players are anything like mine, they're not going to take notes. They're honestly not going to take notes. I will out Wretched because... leave a comment down below if you want to see me do anything else, or as well, guess how many sessions Wretched has been. And I will get a little bit... yeah, I'll get to it after I've said it. Because, like, Wretched is somebody that I frequently play with. You go and look at the golf of the Gmod, etc. stuff that I go and do. Especially like on Twitch. Like, yeah. Like, Wretched's probably like, if I'm having a collab, Wretched's probably there. I'll be real. So, yeah, Wretched's been in at least 20 sessions, and this is his notes. He has not taken a single note in 20 sessions. And so, yeah. The last, like, few, I've placed them here, and I don't think anybody's used them. I literally placed it so where it's like, you have to either choose to ignore that section, which only has, like, 3 things in it, because it has the law book, the plot in one, and then whatever is their specific set of notes. So, hi. There's that. And then scroll down past it to go and get to that character. So, yeah. Not my fault if they're not taking notes. But I also do record it. I upload them. I have 3 of them. Otherworldly Transportation is a bad one. If you want to see about like what not to do as a DM, that's probably a good place to start. Broken Havens, it's another one. And then the 2 current ones are Chaos Police Force, which is the one that I currently have up. And then I have up, and then I have on Tuesday, the Dumb, the Lewd, and the Chaotic. So, yeah. Definitely a lot of fun with all those. If you're doing something like that, be sure to go and get permission from each of the players. I have, so it is what it is. Now, how do DMs win at D&D? Because it is a game. I definitely do understand trying to quote-unquote win at any game. Well, a DM wins at D&D when the party comes back. Because ultimately, like, can you be writing a book? Yes. If you're not having any player interaction, you might as well just play a book. Well, you're just basically like doing a book, effectively at that point. Like, just don't let the players interact. For reference, But like, yeah, like, if there's no players, there's really like no game to be there. That's why I said at the start that like the hardest part about being DM is literally finding the players to do it. Because like if there's nobody willing to play in your campaign, then like you technically can't be a DM. So yeah. Uh, as for how DM should be, effectively just for reference, you are your group's biggest cheerleader and their greatest foe. You want them to beat your enemies, as you want them to be having fun and to be enjoying themselves. That way they do come back and you can continue the story that you are all telling. Because yes, D&D is a collaborative storytelling game. So like, I am the controller. I am basically like the god of the world. But that said, I release my players into the world, so that they can help create the story. Like, the players are always the protagonists. Well, yeah, actually, yes. As they could be the villains too. Don't get me wrong. But like, they are always the center of the world. Well, to a certain extent, they're the center of the world. Obviously, it's not going to be like, oh yes, let's shower the player party with like gifts and stuff. I mean, you should probably go and reward them more than I reward my players. I don't know why people don't complain about it, but like, it is what it is. Is like, and if you're upset to play it, like, I'll be real, like, it's probably fine. I like to believe that players do that, but to be fair, they might not. They might be hating it. Who knows? But yeah, definitely make your enemies smart. And therefore increase the party's desire to take them down. I have a lawyer in my cop campaign, and oh my god, am I sure they want to have that one lawyer get arrested. And especially after what they're about to have happen. Because, yeah, they messed up. And, the lawyer tried to tell them. Tried to warn them. They didn't listen. So, they're going to be annoyed. Sorry. Kind of the way it goes. And, yeah. If they ever, and I do mean ever, get a chance to take down that lawyer again, I am sure they'll learn from the mistakes. Hopefully. And yeah, the moment that they take it down, they are going to be 100% taking a victory lap. And 100% going to be celebrating. So, yeah, it is what it is. But, yeah. I would certainly say that, like, you, funny enough, don't actually have to, like, ever have your party, roll any checks. I'll be real. That said, though, dice are indeed your friend. And the main reason why I typically have people roll is because, like, it's basically to facilitate the random chance. Like, if there's no chance, I'm not having them roll. Like, if I know that they're automatically going to succeed, or if I know they're automatically going to fail the check, it's like, why? Why are you rolling? Like, yes, with the dragon and perceiving an invisible person, and that, like, well, hey, I have bardic inspiration. I can use this to go and like, roll. I'll be real. There's 7th level bar. They have 7 levels of bard. I forgot that they were bard. I don't know why. I just forgot about that. So, like, I said for them to not roll. I saw the check and it's like, yeah, don't even roll your inspiration. Like, it will not change anything. Like, it honestly would not. So, yeah. Because it is what it is effectively. And so I do say that, like, important roles that need to succeed can have a DC of 5. Or, again, no role. Like, I'm not gonna necessarily say that, like, oh, hey, a role that's important to the party's plan has to succeed. That still can fail, and if it goes south, then, like, hey, the party chose it. That's not your fault. It's unfortunate, but the party chose it. So therefore, they made their bed and they had to lie in it. Sorry. Like, I may be heartless with that and the fact that, like, I will flat out just not even care if my party goes and, like, you know, dies in a place like that because of the plan. But, like, at the same time, like, you guys had a plan. You guys went through with said plan. Plan went south. You guys failed. It's like, I can't do anything about that. The dice just hated you. Because, like, yeah, dice really have no favorites. Like, that's part of why I say they're your friend. Because, like, a DM should not be showing favoritism. You do not want to have the perception that you're showing favoritism. Dice do influence that. So, like, typically what I go and do is, as, like, you actually want me to enjoy, to, like, really love somebody that's in your party. Because the reason why is I will show favoritism to that character, which also in turn means I'm showing favoritism to the rest of the party. And here's why I say that. Because, like, frequently what I do is I go, if I'm doing well on one person, and it gets evened out. So, like, if I give one person, if I really love a character to where I give them a rare magic item, I'm giving everybody else a rare magic item. If I do the like, whatever rarity magic item or however much money I give them or intended to give them, chances are the rest of the party is also getting said thing. Because, like, yeah, I might show favoritism, but I'm at least going to be fair and show equal amounts. So yeah, it is what it is. As now handling TPK. Well, there's various things to handle TPK. First off is a campaign reset. So, like, you can just, like, flat out say, yeah, we're like, we had a TPK, like the word's gone. Nobody's probably, like, we're not really going to be having the time for anybody to do it. Maybe you have a different, maybe you have a different group that comes in right where they left off, or it was too late, and so, like, you guys are now in a ruined world, that is now needing to deal with the consequences of the previous heroes failing. Like, that's honestly both very valid. So, like, new campaigns are always is a valid thing as well. Like I said, probably the ruined world thing, or just flat out something different. Like, I've made several different campaigns. I have the otherworldly transportation one is bad. I'm probably not resuming that ever. Broken Havens, we just kind of replaced it with the Chaos Police Force. There's nothing really bad about the Magical Girl campaign. We just kind of, like, I kind of lost the Magical Girl stuff, so I can't really resume it that way. I would have to remake it. Then the cop campaign is there, and we have a different one that they're not even cops. They're just regular adventure group, like typically people. So yeah, it is what it is. As now, new DMs. Let's talk about railroading. So, what does railroading mean? Well, I do say it's fine to a certain extent, but it is basically narrowing on down what the group has as options to few specific things, which, like I said, is fine. But it as guidance and imposing limits. That is fine because it's helping to deal with decision paralysis. Let's be real. Like, you go and create a character, especially somebody like that is like always creating characters like I am. Like how many times are you going to create an NPC and it's like, yes, I know their race, class, background, insert every other thing here, and basically right at the start of needing that NPC, or about wanting to go and have a need for them. I'm waiting. I'm going to wait probably forever because you're probably not going to be doing that. I know I sure have not. In all my years of DMing, in all my experience of DMing, I have not once had it be that I knew exactly everything about a character before, or I actually I was starting to consider it. I just literally have that type of decision process because, like, with D&D, there's tons and tons of options. It's why, like, I understand one person being like, yeah, I'm just gonna leave it up to you because, like, it's more fun. And then I feel like a part of what's the underlying thing there is they don't want to deal with decision paralysis. I feel like they know that they're going to get stuck if they go and do it themselves. So they're leaving it to the experienced one of the group, to actually decide it for them because they trust that I would not screw them over. Technically, you shouldn't. I would be real. Technically, you should not trust the DF because the DF can easily screw you over. I would not. Mainly because if you are, if you do have people like that, like, you don't want to betray their trust. I will be real. But like, yeah, there's definitely other things to do. I might go and talk about something. If I have time, I might talk about things that you can use to like screw over people if you want to. But yeah, like the decision process side is fine. Where railroading is not fine is, say you have a castle on a hill with windows, a chimney, and a walk wall behind the path up. There's 4 options there, right? Well, actually, 5, because I was meaning to say that there's a big old door, in the front. Wait, yeah, no, it would be 4. It would be 4. Well, technically 5, yes. Because, like, there's a different thing that I didn't think about. But, yeah, like, the railroading being bad is as open up the big old door. Okay, perfectly fine. Allow you to do that. Try to bust down a window. The window is unbreakable. Okay, we saw smoke coming out of the chimney. Let's cast fly. Fly up to the roof. Go to the chimney. Chimney it has like an unbreakable gate on it. Unbreakable grate on it. So basically, like, something that lets the smoke fly out, but like no matter how much you smash it, or what you use, the chimney is unbreakable, and that grate will not fall down. Yeah. Like, go to the rock wall, behind the path up, basically. Try to dig through the mountain right into, the people. Right into the, castle. Like, nope, too hard of rock. That one I will say is fair. That one I will say is fair because, like, that one does also require planning. You want your players to, actually work with you on plans for that reason. And I will be real, I'm not much of a railroader. If I had a castle on a hill like this, yeah, if players tried to go up the rock wall, without telling me before, I I probably would not let that one in particular go through. But they tried to dig through the wall of the castle. Yeah, yeah, they could. They could. I'm not gonna depending on where they did it at, I would say that they might be like, going through and it's like, coyote time. Whoop, time to fall down into the castle basement. Because like there was just no floor there or something like that. Like, who says where they dug? Actually, they like had solid ground there. Like it is what it is. Like, who knows? But like I said, like I if like the Rockwall one is fine, but like if you have smoke coming out of the chimney, if you have windows, like the windows should be breakable. The chimney should be able to go down. Like I would say they probably should dump water before going down, but it is fine. If you want to have a grate, that's fine. Just making sure that it's removable. Make sure the chimney is destructible if you don't want the grate to be removed. And then like yeah. Like I'm sure that there's a spell to kind of like open a hole through it. It's fine. Actually, I guess that the one case I would do for a rock wall is if they had like a sapphire dragon thing. So yes, this is one of the few times I will actually show a DLC style thing that actually does have it. But yes, as Wyrmlings or other things that have tunneler, I would allow that to go through. But keep in mind, they're probably not gonna have things like that. Well, maybe a ranger has a Wyrmling, because I forget if they can go up to challenge 23. Or if there's something else that has like the tunneler feature. Sure, that's like CR2 or lower. I obviously I don't deal too much with rangers, despite the fact that Wretched like basically always does ranger. It is what it is. But yeah. Now let's talk about session zeros, or at least more in depth. So, like I said earlier, they are very useful for easing somebody that is fresh to DMing into DMing, because you never know about anything going on with like the group until you actually go and start it up. So session zero is a great way to kind of like have a low pressure style environment to where like you can find where limits are, basically. Like I recommend at session zero asking about group preferences, such as like, okay, do you want to run a spy campaign? Do you want to have a Wild West one, a apocalyptic campaign? I personally do a modern one, such as like GTA. Well, actually, yeah, GTA. Like technically, you can also have it be like a Skyrim or a Fallout style campaign. I more do GTA. The reason for that is simply because it's a little bit more modern. I like it. It explains why we have magic shops and other things. I only recommend magic shops if you actually can deal with that. Mainly because the fact that if they buy an item, they have access to it. And so yeah, potions are typically the thing that you would want. And I definitely do say that you should always have at least an alchemist. I'm not necessarily going to say you should always have a magic sewer, but like I would kind of recommend doing what it says in the book for divvying out magic items, such as like uncommon and uncommon are like the first 4 levels. 5 they start getting rare. I think 11 is where they start getting very rare. And then like you're not likely to go and get this at this point. But I think it's like 17th levels where they start getting legendary, or they should start getting legendary. But like, yeah. Also, to be fair, never to use the deck of many things. That can literally break your campaign quite easily. But yeah. Like I I frankly I like always enjoy doing session zeros because like I like the dumb one, the dumb, the lewd, the chaotic, that one, and I actually went and did session zero mainly because I had no idea about what they wanted to be in. So I literally just said like, okay, so tell me what type of war do you want to be in? And they said my usual, so it's like, okay, virtual isles it is. Let's go. Uh, so yeah, for reference, it's Chaos Beast versus taking down in this slower right part of the world. The other one is taking place up over here somewhere. I don't know exactly where yet, but like it's somewhere up there. It is what it is. I'll be updating both maps at the same time at that point, but it is what it is. Anyway, like some other things to kind of like determine as session zero. Do they love lore dumps? So if you're wanting to do that and see how they are, do they want similar things out of the game? Because I have had a story. I've heard of a story where people sat down for session zero and then figured out like, oh, we want entirely different things out of this game. We cannot play D&D together. Because like obviously somebody that's wanting to be like stealthy or run a stealth type campaign is not going to be really working with somebody that's wanting to do like a loud and open campaign such as like Payday, basically. Like you're not going to really get fun to be established with either one of those two things. So yeah, hi, it is what it is. But yeah, something else you can also do at session zero if you really want to make characters. When I was waiting for 5 hours for somebody, literally it's like, well, okay, since we have everything else, like, do I make characters? Sure. We made it. Everybody that was there made a character. Got the other things later. It's like, yeah, it's fine. And now, I definitely do say roll tables to your friend. I will not try to do it because I know for a fact that it's not going to show up. But I have a background one. And I know for a fact that it's not going to look up this, but yeah. So, for reference, Xanthar's Guide actually does have like a bunch of great roll tables and a bunch of great things. For new DM resources, some things that I do recommend is depending on is kind of like researching what do you want. Like if you're wanting a bunch of dragons, Fizbands is definitely your book. In general for D&D, like in new DMs, the books I kind of recommend the Player's Handbook because you kind of need that one. The Dungeon Master's Guide is a very good one as well. And then the Monster Manual, like the core ones, those are the first three I say you should get. Then, well, Player's Handbook first, then DM, then Monster. In all honesty, that's the order you should go. The fourth one I say you should get, Xanthar's Guide to Everything. That is a lot of other rules that I really do love using. Frequently with my campaigns, you'll see that I use that one. So, yeah, it is that. But, like, roll tables honestly just, like, really help you when you're lost on, like, a name. You can also do, like, random generator. I've had several of those. So you can look through those. Now, that's enough on roll tables. But some things, but why should try things as a new DM? Well, first off, how are you going to learn if you don't make mistakes? A lot of the early mistakes I made as a DM is why I am the DM I am today. I'll be real. As a player, some of the mistakes that I have felt from the DM, or things that made me the DM I am today. Because like as a player, my first character, I remember this well, was a warlock. So yay, fun. Fun. I get my spell slots back on a short rest. It is absolutely fun and amazing. I did not realize the fact of where it says in the rules, it's supposed to be when you pick spells, it's supposed to be of a level you can cast. So I picked the level spell. Rules as written, I should not have picked that spell. I asked to change it. I got forced to play with it. Technically. Because I never played that character again. that campaign, I literally went into that campaign and then immediately died after. So, like, yeah. It is what it is. But, like, yeah. It definitely did not feel the great thing. That's why I kind of have it be that, like, I usually let switches happen. If you've not used a spell or something, then, like, yeah, I will let you switch it out. If there's going to be a point later where you did it, it's like, if you use the spell, then you can switch out a different spell to go and get that spell back up. But otherwise, if you've used up every spell in your list, and then you figure out that one of the spells you replaced, I was going to give you a use for it, and you switched it out before you got to the use, that's on you! Sorry, I tried to make it useful. You just didn't do it. But yeah. I'm not sure if the characters I played, from like my stupidity or whatever, or why I don't want to be a player anymore. Because like my second character was a wizard, was like basically no offensive spell slots. So like if they have if the spell was was something that was not a cantrip, so first level or higher, it did not do damage. It did not do damage. I don't even know if I had fireball. I know I had third level spells. I know I had third level spells because I had dispel magic. I just don't. I don't remember about what other spells I had, or even what level it was. Besides, like maybe 5. But yeah, it is what it is. And so, basically, like I said, we had a dungeon. We got to the end. Had a little magic circle. I went and asked the DM if I could dispel it. They didn't go and say they did not say like no, please do not. Well, they did not say please do not. They did not say no, you feel like the magic is way too strong to be dispelled. Didn't feel like didn't do like any of the other things. So basically, I know the spell. So it's like you don't know the you don't know the level. It's like, okay, let's figure out whether I dispel it or not. Rolls the die. I gets a nat 20. Because as how dispel magic works is, if you don't know the spell level, or if it's higher than third level, or whatever spell slot you casted the level at, then you need to roll a spell attack with the DC of the actual level of the spell. If you break, maybe if you even it, it stays, but I think that it's supposed to like dispel if you get to like if it's a 5th level spell, like the DC would be 15, because it's 5 plus the spell's level. 10 plus the spell's level. Sorry. But yeah, nat 20 plus 8. Guess what? I got told that magic circle was the 19th level spell. And for reference of the lore, I'd like to point out that 12th level spells literally give you the power of God, or a god. Like, and you're telling me that magic circle goes and it is a stronger, more powerful type spell than being able to take the power of a god and use it. Like, no, sorry, I don't necessarily buy that. So, yeah. Obviously, that didn't sit well with me. There's a different thing out later on that kind of made me uncomfortable. So, like, yeah, I just kind of didn't really return after that. It is what it is. But yeah. On to the mistakes that I have personally made. Well, playing with a big group is certainly a mistake. I will say that D&D is definitely not built for big groups. You do want to have it be more of a smaller group. Like I have personally found that 6 or 7 is fine. 8 might be doable, but 8 is like the very limit. You don't like 8 is if you're like a good DM. You do not want to be a new DM and be having like a group of more than like try for 4 for the first time play if you're a new DM. But like don't push yourself past like 6 for the first DM style thing, because like honestly, like you're going to be lost and stuff. I know I was. Like literally look at like if you want to see about how it was, like look at I believe session like it's some session of Otherworldly Transportation. I forget whether it's like I know that it's early on, like it's like 3 or 4, or I just can't tell you which one off the top of my head. But yeah, like, it's the Christmas one. Heard that I roll initiative. Well, somebody rolled initiative, so it's like I did it with the 2 characters. As for introductions, honestly, it was a great idea. Didn't hear it. Didn't tell the group. Was kind of lost. So yeah, obviously not a good thing. But yeah. Obviously, like I playing 100% orange juice. This was not really that fun of a thing. I still do that as a Christmas world as a Christmas reward. Don't get me wrong. However, I do frequently have it be more of a performance thing, or that they're like more specifically just wanting something, so if the party can procure that for them, then yeah, solution solved. So yay. Now I frequently do this mistake as well, being like I give out like extremely little. Now I will say less is fixable, because like you can easily just like have more things, and if they feel that they're getting cheated, like okay, up the reward a little bit. But like once you give once you give that money or that magic item to the player, you can't take it back. Think of like the chest as basically Pandora's box. Like once it's opened, like everything that gets released from it can no longer go back to that box. So yeah, it is what it is. Now, incorporating bonus mechanics, I definitely do not recommend that as a new DM. One of the things that I went and did was Shield Hero, because like I was into that at that point, so like I added that. It has have a cool feature where it's like, okay, Health Potion makes the weapon do like healing opposed to any sort of damage, but like yeah, it is what it is. Technically, poison also would apply the poison effect, but yeah. Magical Girls, like I said, those actually were interesting. You got to I had a list of things you can pick from. You got your choice at the various levels. So yeah, there's that. And then like yeah, finally I still do this as well. Living dungeons. So I do kind of recommend making sure that players kind of are in the loop about things, because I had a player find it odd that something reset when it's a living being. So like it has rules as to where, like, for example, it can't reset itself if there's people that are in there adventuring. The players, when they went away and then came back, were no longer there, so it was allowed to reset. So therefore, it went through. But like, yeah, in general, that's worked out well. I have had fun and other things with that. But yeah, I think that's a good place to start with DMing at least. I don't know if I missed anything. If I missed something and or you have a question about some like a ruling or anything, then feel free to say it down in the comments below. If you're watching on YouTube. Otherwise, I recommend feel free to go to like the YouTube or even to my Twitch at Gordon_fan42. I am usually happy to talk about D&D, whether it's on my Twitch or in the comment section of my YouTube. It is what it is. It's like I do know I don't use the same thing on YouTube as I do on Twitch. I probably should, but it is what it is. So yeah. Now, before I let you all go, I do want to give you some resources that might be useful if you want to learn more. So I frequently do use these top 3. So if I ever have a question on ruling, and I usually will Google it, especially if it's something like I can't just like Roll20 is just not wanting to work with like actions in combat or something like this. So like, okay, cool. Cool. It's not actually wanting to reload my books. Got it. But yeah, like it has things like this with like the range attack within 5 feet is disadvantage. It's like yeah, it's things like that. If I question about other rulings, then like I usually just head to Google, see about what comes up, and basically like typically it ends up being that it directs me to Reddit with like other DM things. And the initiative thing that I said earlier, that was actually something I looked up because like I did have them roll initiative for a time sensitive thing. Other DMs agreed that that's what it is. I probably should let my players know before that that's how it is. I'll let my players with the new campaign know that before our next session. That way they're not confused about it. And then just like the main 2 that I use is the DM layer and Dungeon Dudes. Yes, those are the actual channel names. If you want to know more lore, like I said, you can check out some other things on the podcast. If you're on YouTube, you can go down to the description below, or rather to the comments below, and say like, hey, I want to know more lore about like this thing. Can you go and plot something for this? Go through the lore and other things, and kind of like more develop like this part of the lore. That's fine, and I can do that. Another person that can do that as well, or rather, that does have a bunch of lore that I have seen. The D&D logs, all one word, I have not watched anything from them, but I do know of them. Also, if you want to know about what not to do, like look up horror stories. Crit Crab has a couple horror stories. As like, for the most part, if they seem like if he's being like why are they doing that? Assume that's going to be posing like a negative interaction with the players. You kind of want to avoid that if you want them to come back. I mean, obviously, you can pose negative experiences if you want to, such as like, "Hi, level 1 party. Here's a Tarask." But if you're the type of DM that's like throwing Tarask at level 1 players, those level 1 players are probably not going to like you very much, and they're probably not going to be likely to come back to your campaigns, nor will they probably want to play with you. So, do with that what you will. I really don't recommend it, but yeah, like I said, there is a Twitch, Gordon_fan42. I will yap about anything and everything on that. I have a Discord, or I might link that down below as well. Or link it in the description of the YouTube. Who knows? But yeah. Like, really, if you ever have a chance to talk to me, I will yap about anything and I am interested in, if you are fine with me yapping about insert thing here, I certainly will yap about any sort of D&D topic you're wanting. So yeah, I'm basically a wealth of knowledge with a bunch of D&D things. So do with that what you will. However, happy game mastering to all the new DMs out there, and really, hopefully, you've learned a thing or two from this.